Alright, so let's take a look at the configuration wizard of our Endian appliance. So this is a web-based wizard which is available on a fresh installation of an Endian device, a brand new installation or a factory reset. You can see that we access this by browsing to a secure port, which is our virtual appliance obtained on the first boot. So it's HTTPS IP address :10443. So it's running on a secure port other than 443 to make it easy to access and to not interfere with that existing port. So the first thing we'll do here in our web-based wizard is select the language and the time zone for our appliance. We're just going to leave the defaults in place there. We'll accept our license agreement, go to the next step. At this point, since it's a new installation, we don't have a backup that we want to restore existing configuration on, so we'll just say no, leave the default there, move forward. Now we need to set the password. So there's two areas where you use passwords on the Endian appliance, two management interfaces. One is the web, which is what you see here, which is a user admin. The other is a command line interface via SSH. Username is root. So we see those. We can set those new passwords that we want to apply to those management interfaces here. So we'll hit next. Now we're setting up the network interface configuration of the appliance. So there's three different options of network modes here. You can see the descriptions here. By far the most common is as a gateway appliance, which is routed mode. So this means you have at least one external network and then you have one or more internal networks which are separated by the Endian appliance. So those interfaces live directly on the appliance itself. There's other more advanced configurations that we won't go cover in this video, like transparent bridge or no uplink mode. So let's just select routed, which is our default. So the first thing you want to do is set up the internet interface type for the red zone. So the red is equal to the internet interface of your Endian appliance. So we're going to select DHCP. We also have static or other options that are available here as well. Depending on the number of network interfaces you have on your virtual appliance here, you can select additional internal networks that you want to enable and configure during this wizard. So you see the descriptions for those networks here. So in this case, we'll add the orange zone as a DMZ in addition to the green zone, which is our local area network. So the next step is where you're actually going to set those internal network zones up. So you'll need an IP address that gets assigned to each of those zones that represents the interface, the Endian interface for those network segments. You have your network mask here as well. You can also add additional IP addresses here. If you have a more advanced configuration, you can do that there. And then the last step is to select the actual physical interface that you want to assign to that network zone. So we're going to select port number 1, the first port for the green zone. And then we're going to set up the orange network segment. So we're going to also use an RFC private address space for this as well. So we'll set that up there, and we'll leave the network mask as the default /24. We're going to select the second network port for the orange zone. Then you've got your device. This is the host name and domain name that you want to assign to the Endian appliance. If you need something specific there, recognizable, you can do that. We'll move on to the next step. Last step here is to select the physical interface for the red internet interface. So the only one left of our three is the port number 3, which is what we want for that. So we're going to select that and move to the next step. Because we're using DHCP on the red interface, the DNS is automatically going to be inherited from the DHCP server. So we'll hit next here. In terms of notifications, you can set up the email address stuff here. You can also do this after the device has been configured as well. So we're just going to skip this. So we're at the end of the wizard here, so we'll just hit OK and apply configuration. Once we do that, the device will apply those settings that we've created, and you'll then need to access the green interface of your device using the IP that you configured during the wizard in order to then get to the full web management interface of the appliances, which is what we'll show you in our next video.